Hey guys, this is Mr. H. Hey, I'm going to do 3 or 4 questions from the Delta Math, adding and subtracting polynomials. Want to show you basically how you should try to do these. So let me jump in because I want to try to keep this as short as possible. Um, Very first thing you should notice is we have a binomial being added to another binomial, and all we're going to do is we're going to combine the like terms, and then we're going to simplify. So watch what I do here. So I'm going to use boxes and circles here. So, okay. First thing you should do whenever you have parentheses is get rid of the parentheses. And basically the way you get rid of parentheses is by multiply. This has a 1 in front of it. This has a 1 in front of it. Now, anytime you multiply by a positive 1, it doesn't do anything. So you can just rewrite it as 6x squared plus 5. And then we can have minus 2x squared minus 7x. All right, so basically when I multiply that, that's what I wind up with. Now, from here, I'm just going to combine collect like terms. So we're going to put the x squares in here. So there's going to be 6x squares minus 2x squares. And then over here in the rectangle, we're just going to, or the x box, we're going to put the x's, just the plain old x's, and we just have a minus 7x. And then over in the circle, we're just going to put just the constants. Okay, now the only thing we need to do is simplify this first x squared term. So it's going to be 4x squared because 6 minus 2 is 4. And we just keep the variable with the exponent the same. And then we have minus 7x here. And then we have plus 5. We can't do anything else. We can't combine it any further because either they don't have the same variable or they don't have the same variable with the same exponent. So this is it. Now, here's the one thing that you guys should also realize. Once you've done this, you should check your work. So, and the way you check your work is by storing a number. So I'm going to use $1.25. I'm going to store this into X, and boom. And then I'm just going to key in the expression, the original expressions, and I'm going to make it look exactly like the problem does. So close parenthesis, and then plus, and then parentheses, negative 2x squared minus 7x. Press enter. And then I've got $2.50. All right, so now my answer was 4x squared minus 7x plus 5. And got that. Okay, so they matched, and I know that what I did was right. So let's do another one. Now, I'm not going to do 22, but I want to show you something. Because it says that we are adding the sum, what you should see is that we're adding this whole polynomial here plus this polynomial here. So this is a trinomial because it has 3 terms. We're adding this trinomial with this trinomial. So same thing. Get rid of the parentheses, combine like terms, and simplify, and then you're done. All right, so now but I'm going to do 23 because 23 actually, has a minus in it, and I want to show you how to handle those. So let me get this kind of blown up. All right, so now, just like I said before, get rid of the parentheses. This would be a positive 1. This would be a negative 1. So this is going to be 1 time. So you just rewrite this one. This one is simple because it's a positive 1 out front. Now, this one, you got to be careful. It's going to be a negative 1 times a negative 8. So that's going to be a positive 8x squared. And this is going to be a negative 1 times a positive 7. So it's going to be a negative 7x or minus 7x. This is going to be a negative 1 times a positive 3. So that's going to be a negative 3 as well. Now, once you've gotten rid of the parentheses, it's the same thing that we just did in the last question. We're just going to combine the like terms based on the variable and exponent. So we're going to have a negative 7x squared plus 8x squared. So this and this go together. And then we're going to take a negative 7x or minus 7x, and we're going to put another minus 7x. Okay. And then we're going to take is minus 9, and we're going to subtract 3 from it. Okay, so now we just have to simplify. So a negative 7 plus 8 is going to be a positive 1x squared. A negative 7x minus 7x is going to be a minus 14x. And then a negative 9 minus 3 is just going to be a minus 12. Okay, now that's our answer. And 1x squared minus 14x minus 12. We can check it. So if we go here, we're going to put parentheses. It's going to be a negative 7x squared minus 7x minus 9. And then we're going to subtract parentheses negative 8x squared plus 7x plus 3. Press enter. I got about negative $27.94 approximately. Now I'm going to type in my answer. It was 1x squared minus 14x minus 12. Press enter. They match exactly, so I know that that is correct. So let's go do one more. Okay, the one that I'm going to do next is number 24. This one is problematic because, let me do this real quick. Okay, I'm going to bring that over here. All right, this one is problematic because most of the students get confused when they see subtract from. So they're saying subtract this polynomial right here from this one. So this is what goes first. So it's going to be 3x squared minus 3. And I'm going to put that whole thing in parentheses. And then I'm going to subtract the trinomial. So it's going to be a negative 2x squared plus 5x plus 3. Now notice I put that whole thing in parentheses because I'm subtracting this whole thing from this. Okay, now, just like we did before, we got to get rid of the parentheses, and then we're just going to combine. So we multiply this by 1, a positive 1. We multiply this by a negative 1. So this is just going to be 3x squared minus 3. And then we're going to negative 1 times a negative 2. It's going to be a positive 2x squared. Then a negative 1 times a negative 5 is going to be a minus 5x. Then we're going to do a negative 1 times a positive 3 is going to be a minus 3. All right, now just combine like terms. So this one and this one go together. So 3x squared plus 2x squared goes into the square. And then the x's go into the x box. We only have minus 5x. And then the constants go into the circle. So we got minus 3, minus 3. So this and this. And notice I'm putting the signs with them when I put them in there. I'm always taking the sign with it. So now this is just going to be 3 plus 2 is going to be 5. This is going to be minus 5. And this is going to be minus 6. So last thing I do is just check it. So menu 15, go here. And I'm going to do with the parentheses that I put on there because that's the way it should go. 6x squared minus 3, close the parentheses, subtract parentheses a negative 2x squared plus 5x plus 3. Press enter. I get a negative $4.44. Now I'm going to key in my answer, 5x squared minus 5x minus 6. Press enter. Boom, they match. So I know that that answer is correct. Okay, so that is it. So now I'm just using these boxes, or the square, the box, and the circle, just to show you what like terms should be added together. You don't have to use the boxes and the squares and the circles, but you should know what goes together. Okay. I guess that's it. And hopefully this has been helpful. If it hasn't, please let me know via email or text. And then I'll try to work with you individually or in smaller groups. All right, guys, I'm going to sign off.